hasn't been a safe place to come out. And what that means is that we don't get to see it. We don't get the visibility. We need acceptance and a safe place for people to come out and be themselves. And then that gives us visibility. And that visibility gives us awareness. And then we educate. And then as soon as we have that education and knowledge, the fear of the unknown falls away. What do I do if my friends are being transphobic? I just can't wait for the time when people just understand it properly, like you and I do, and just say, we're real. This is real. Gender diversity is real. There's no getting away from it. Just learn how to understand it and accept us completely. But if you do have somebody who continually making you feel bad, questioning your identity, questioning your intentions, questioning your integrity, then sometimes, you know what, it's just time to say goodbye. Keep people close to you who are good for you. And the people that just want to bring you down, get rid of them. It's just too hard work. Look after yourself, look after number one. And actually on the fringe out there may be people who would really love to be close to you and support you and love you. Bring them a bit closer. Develop those relationships. Develop relationships that are going to be good for you. What do I do if my friends are misinformed? There's a load of misinformation out there, isn't there? It's like, honestly, where do you go? Where do you actually go to find the truth? You've got to be careful what you read, because actually there are so-called medical groups containing doctors and psychologists who say, I'm going to tell you the truth. And actually it's a pack of bullshit. Have a look behind. Have a look. Who are they? What are their actual views? And the number one view that you need to look for is, do they understand gender diversity? And do they understand that those people who are gender diverse simply just need to be included and not excluded? And that's a very simple thing that you can go and do and have a look. And if you see a research paper, if you see a newspaper article, and you're thinking, well, is this telling the truth or not? Have a look at the language. Have a look and ask yourself those questions. So have a look, and if you're reading something and you're not sure, or that person keeps coming back to you saying, yeah, but what about this? Go back to that root question. Do they actually understand gender diversity is real? How should I respond to transphobia? Don't let it hurt you. Walk away, delete, block, and report it. Tell somebody. I know it's very difficult, and they all come back and go, oh, it doesn't matter, that's free speech and what have you. But if we don't report it, we just let them get away with it. So block, delete, report. And one day those reports will start working. But let's not do them just because at the moment they're not working. And if you're idly scrolling on your phone and you're seeing the comments and the hate and nothing to do with you, don't scroll by. You do have a responsibility to say, actually, that's not very nice. We don't have to put up with it. And trans people need all the help that they can get right now, unfortunately, because we're living in a very, very toxic world. Sorry to interrupt. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this video. I notice that some of you don't actually subscribe, and it would really help me if you did subscribe. And it will also make sure that you can get my next video if you want to. So just click the button. What is it my parents are so afraid of? We all want our children to be happy, healthy, safe, normal. That's just instinct, isn't it, that parents want? And if your child isn't happy or isn't safe or isn't normal, then we get worried. And we saw it in the olden days, didn't we, with when children were coming out as gay. And we would worry. We would say, yeah, but what if you get bullied? What if you get picked on? What if you aren't able to have children? What if you don't find love and relationships? And it's like it's just natural for us to be worried. And now we've got the same with trans people. But the point is, we can't go back. You can't undo it. You can't make someone not gay. You can't make someone not black. You can't make someone not trans. What we have to do is help and understand how to help people from minority groups live their lives more easily. And that is what we've got to work towards. So yes, you can feel scared. And sometimes the world is a scary place, I get that. But our job as parents is to keep our children safe, happy, living authentically, loved and supported and accepted. And we just got to do it. You cannot undo gender diversity. You cannot make it go away. It's there. How do we maximise this child's childhood while we support them through it? Why are parents struggling to accept their trans child? We didn't get taught about it, did we? We didn't get taught about it in parenting school. When we were pregnant and we went to antenatal classes, we didn't get taught about gender diversity. We didn't get taught it when we were in school. So very often, where do we get our information from? We get it from others. We get it from hearing. We get it from the media, and that representation hasn't been fantastic, has it? And so the knowledge and the education isn't there. And if you want knowledge and education, find a reputable place. Find a place full of trans people, or find someone like me who tells trans people's stories to help you understand and learn. Because the knowledge is there, the understanding is there. It's just that we weren't taught it. So it makes it quite difficult to parent when you're not expecting it or not understanding it yourself. And the amount of times I've seen a child having to lead the way for the parents' understanding, and it's not really a child's job to help us understand. It's our job to get knowledge and education to help them understand. So knowledge, education, visibility, acceptance, love. Make sure you're getting that information. Make sure it's correct information, and make sure you're using that information to help that child. What's the difference between concern and control? I think the only concern that we should have is how to help someone live their best life. And the concern should be, how can I help you? How can I support you? How can I get you through those hurdles? How can I make this world a better place for you? Controlling somebody means controlling what they have access to. And let's just turn the dial up on the control and turn it on the services and access to help. Let's make sure that our control is used to make sure that those services are right for my child. Make sure that school is an accepting place. Make sure that my child is safe in school. Make sure that your policies are in place to help my child be protected in school. You have control as a parent to do that. Use it. And in healthcare, you have control over the healthcare that you and your child can access. Use it. Say, where's your trans policy? Where's your policy on treating trans people in this surgery? Where is the clinical guidelines that you're going to be following for myself or my child? Turn that control back. You have control about you and your autonomy and what those public services should be offering to you. Are teachers too scared to support trans students? It's tricky because we've got some teachers who are avidly anti-trans, and they are being allowed to be very loudly anti-trans. And we've got other teachers who completely understand gender diversity and want to support trans children in their schools. And then they're like, okay, well, which one do we do? And actually the law is very clear. Those of you who hold views against transgender children, you're ultimately breaking the law, because the law protects transgender children from bias, discrimination, harassment and hate. So if any of your views impact transgender children in your school and they face bias, or they are prejudiced against, or they face harassment, or they feel hatred, then you are breaking the law. Then when you've got trans supportive teachers and anti-trans teachers, well, I'm like, where's the policy? Where is your school's trans inclusion policy? Let's bring it out. Let's dust it off. Let's make it. Let's have a read. And what are the actual rules? And once we've made that policy, everybody sticks to it. So make the policy, make it inclusive, because you're not allowed to be exclusive, and then make all of your teachers follow it. Why are schools becoming the centre of this newfound debate? People say, schools this, schools that, schools the other, and then they put one example on the internet and everyone's like, oh, all schools. And it's not, because I get lots and lots of teachers telling me, actually, we've got a trans kid in our school and this is what we do and it's working really well. I think there's a big fear-mongering out there that, oh my goodness, if you do that, all parents are going to start going to the head teacher and saying, oh my goodness, you've just allowed a transgender child to sit near my child. You've just allowed a transgender child into the toilet or the changing room with my child. It's just not reality. It's just not what's happening. We're being fed the scaremongering stories that they want us to lead us to think that the whole world is crumbling around, when actually there are really good schools doing really good jobs for really good trans children. And let's follow their examples. What actually changes minds? because it hasn't necessarily been a safe place to come out, a lot of people have stayed hidden away. And what that means is that we don't get to see it. We don't get the visibility. And so when people came out as gay in the 80s, and we were like, oh my goodness, what's this? Is it scary? Is it safe? Are we okay? Should we let our children see this? And so because we didn't have that visibility, when we suddenly get the visibility, we're like, oh my goodness, what's that? And that's what's happening at the moment with trans people. We've, in the last decade, 20 years really, we've had an increase in visibility. We need that visibility to bring awareness for people to go, okay, I see, I understand. Okay, actually, nothing to be scared of here. We need acceptance and a safe place for people to come out and be themselves. And then that gives us visibility. And that visibility gives us awareness. And we're like, oh, I see. And then we educate. And we're like, well, what does that mean? What do we do there? What does it mean? How do we do this? Hang on a minute. I hadn't thought of that. So all of those things brings education and knowledge. And then as soon as we have that education and knowledge, the fear of the unknown falls away. And then we don't have to repeat the circle with people having to hide away in the closet, because the world is already an accepting place full of people who understand, totally aware, and have that knowledge and education to include everybody and just help everybody live their best life. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and don't forget that I write about this all day, every day on my website. Come and have a visit, I'll see you there. Link is below.